The beginning of the end of World War II, Operation Overlord, would have looked a lot different if it weren't for a weather forecast.
It was the path to victory. There wasn't another alternative.
In the planning stages of D-Day, Eisenhower and his staff looked for three factors from the environment: low tide at dawn to expose German obstacles, a full moon to provide paratroopers added illumination, and clear and calm weather conditions. This pointed towards an invasion on June 5th.
The weather, the one thing beyond the control of General Eisenhower, had to be known in advance.
Enter Captain James Stagg, Chief Meteorological Advisor for the Allies. He called for stormy conditions on the 5th and urged Eisenhower to hold off for a day. He was optimistic clearing and improving conditions would follow. But back then, there was no satellite imagery or computer model data, so forecasting was heavily dependent on weather observations. Air crews like RAF Squadron 518 would take stripped-down Halifax bomber planes and fly out over the open Atlantic. They'd radio back observations like temperature and air pressure.
The Germans, without air bases in the Atlantic outside of Europe itself, didn't have that advantage.
These crews provided Stagg with enough information to give Eisenhower proper guidance. And as the weather deteriorated on June 4th and 5th, it was vital information the Allies had, and the enemy did not.
Rommel, in command of the German defenses, had actually gone home to see his wife. It was her birthday. He supposedly said to one of his officers, "One thing is for certain, there won't be an invasion today. The weather is just too bad."
It wasn't exactly what Eisenhower hoped for. With rough seas in the channel and low clouds early on,
The river was so damn rough. We had to untangle everything before we could get out. We were going to have trouble, and we're getting into something serious.
but as the morning progressed, Stagg's forecast would verify.
Weather looks like it's chancy or it's going to rain that day. We just reschedule, no big deal, we don't think about it. But Eisenhower was talking about an invasion to secure the free world. What was at stake in his weather report was so much higher than anything we're ever going to face.
In Bedford, Virginia, Steve Fundaro.